Alright, so this is going to be kind of a short tutorial to kind of explain how the game of Eternity is played, so to increase your chances of winning. Now, this was pre-recorded before I did any audio, and this was against normal. Now, some of the key things you want to keep in mind with this is kind of knowing what cards you want to work with beforehand. For me personally, I go for Bailey Tusu and Ouyang Xiaogong. Those are like my two main dudes, and I kind of try and play around with cards that kind of work with them. You know, so sometimes if I can get Fang Lang Shang or Bailu or Hong Yu, some other cards that work with them. I think it's the dragon is pronounced Kian Kanyu or some weird crazy stuff. I don't know. I ain't Chinese, so but I try and work around those kind of cards to kind of help me out the most. So one of the biggest things to also keep in mind is you can right click to do card exchanges. So I go in, I see what cards are up there, what I can get, and I start trying to grab what it is I want right away. So I'm going through right now, I'm checking the face cards to try and get the specific cards I want, and I found the main one of the main ones I want to get. But since there's no like matching cards in that pile up there for him, I can't get him just yet, so I have to wait a little bit. Now, that's basically all I'm doing right now is trying to set up for me to win. And it gets kind of tough with that timer because you're like you can't focus too much on trying to find your own cards, and I'm trying to preemptively set up for Bailey Tusu, but I don't you know at the start you don't really know if he's going to pop up anywhere, and there he was. So I'm definitely make sure I get him, but I'm also trying to look at some of these cards up there, so I can try and grab something that might be useful to me later. And you definitely got to keep in mind the amount of card exchanges you have. Now, one of the things this does is if all the cards in your pile, you have no matching like colors with the card in the pile, if the first one you click, it's automatically going to exchange with the card in the pile. So you can kind of keep that in mind to get rid of cards you don't necessarily have the ability to use as well. Now, one of the other things, and I completely forgot to do it when I was recording this particular match, is if you click on your pile, like left click on it, you can actually see something that says show recommended combinations, and you can actually use that if you're kind of confused or you want some hints on where it is you would like to go. You can actually use that to kind of determine what cards you would like to go for. But like I said, the biggest thing is just having preset what cards it is that you want to focus, and then try focusing those, because that's going to give you your biggest chance to win. But unfortunately, you're just not going to win them all. The NPC pulls some major, cheat moves. They're at like 50 points. You're at 70 points. Next thing you know, your final card gets drawn and done, and suddenly they're 10 points ahead of you after being like 15, 20 points down. So it happens, but hopefully this has kind of helped uh, with understanding how to play this game so that you can get that 30 win achievement for the 20 Astro points for beating people on normal or hard mode.